I think we're live. Not
We're
live.
live.
We're live. Hello.
Hello.
Let's not do this again.
No.
Welcome to Distant Stitches. If you saw us last week, then you know that this is episode 2. My name is Sue, also known as Crafty Knitter 7.
And I'm Liz, also known as Jadedknitter.
And you can find us on Ravelry and Instagram under those handles. And we have a YouTube channel, which we hijacked, kind of.
Still come if you start.
Yeah.
I've been doing training all week. If you search Distant Stitches on YouTube, we come up.
Yeah, because she did all that linky stuff.
Yeah. If you search Two Tangled Skeins, we still come up.
Techie, non-techie. So, faux. Do you got a faux?
I got a faux. Well, I'm calling it a faux.
Oh.
Still needs all the ends woven in, and I have to
instructions.
Something
about I can follow instructions when you messaged me the other day.
Yeah. In reality, I can follow instructions. Okay. In knitting,
you're kind of off the track a little bit. You do what you think you're supposed to, and then you read the pattern.
Yeah. Do what I think I'm supposed to, and then I read the pattern, and then I rip out and do what I think I'm supposed to and rip out a second time normally. So I have got it finished, and it fits. This is the Tulip tank, Tulip wrap tank, sorry, by Knitatude. And it's done out of, I still have enough to actually do something else. This is the third garment.
The yarn that keeps on going.
It is. It really is. I have to actually try on the other tank top I've got because I might rip it out and re-knit it smaller. But this is the Tulip wrap tank. Say that 3 times fast. By Knitatude, and it's out of Elspeth Lavold. And it is actually Elspeth.
Yeah, I looked it up because I'm like, she spelled that wrong. Google. Oh, no, she didn't.
Well, I'm like, no, I'm spelling that wrong. And then I looked at the yarn label. I'm like, oh, okay.
I've been saying Elizabeth, like.
Yeah, so have I. Elizabeth Lavold. It's not. It's Elspeth Lavold. And it's the silky wool, which I love. I've done a bunch of things out of this stuff, and I adore it.
What's the drape like?
Fantastic. Like it's a little stiff right now.
Just once you wash it, it just changes characteristics.
It does, which is why this is almost done, because it actually has to be washed and blocked before I figure out where to attach the actual wrap part to.
So how does it attach, at the bottom or just in the middle?
Both. You attach it just kind of at the bottom. So where the, throw it up here.
Yep.
So it's your standard like wrap.
Yeah.
But you actually attach these bottoms to each other, and then you can or don't have to pin it kind of up here. Some
people have pinned it so the neckline is higher.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to do that just because I have enough cleavage that anything like this will gape if I don't. So, but it's done, and I love it. Now I have to block it.
A week?
Yeah, would have been less if I hadn't had to rip it out 3 or 4 times.
So I'm going to show, it's an old faux from like when quarantine started, but I still haven't been able to wear this because it was to wear to work. This is my J sweater, and I'm going to, there we go. So.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah. So I was all worried because it was puckering down here, and the blocking just totally fixed that.
Oh yeah.
And I did a different bind off. It's a stretchy, it's this thing I found on YouTube, and it just, there's so much spring in it.
Is it Jenny's?
No, I'll have to link it in the show notes, but it's like, you do that on, like if you're doing toe up, you know how you get, when you do cuff down, you get that really nice cuff, that edge. but when you do toe up, you don't tend to get that. I have a bind off. Works well. And I think I did, I did it on the sleeves too, so they wouldn't pucker. See how it kind of brings it in?
Yep. No, I like that.
Look at the stretch.
Nice.
Yeah. So I love it. It is knit out of Cascade 220 Superwash Merino in cream and iguana. So color 1 is cream, 58 is iguana, and that was on 4 and 4.5 millimeters, which is a US 6 and 7.
Oh, yeah. This thing is not on what it says in the pattern. It's on 4.5, so US 7. It says to do it on 5.5s.
Oh.
But I'm a loose knitter. This is gauge.
You know yourself.
Yeah.
That's good. Very good. So I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 whips. What do you have? Wait, I have Shawl right here.
I have 2.
Okay, go ahead. You do 1, I'll do 2.
Okay.
She's like, I'm not ready. I'm probably in the middle.
No, you do 1 because I need to get to the end of the row.
Me? Okay, fine. So I am knitting, and yeah, of course the pattern's not in here.
Of course not.
It's probably way over there. Anyway, this you saw it last week. So this is the right around the corner, and it is amazing. I didn't get too much done, but I got quite a few rows. It's only been a week. You'll see what else I've been doing, so that it's just like mindless, so mindless. It's amazing.
Miles and miles of garter stitch.
Yeah, with the increase here and there, and good to go. And this is knit out of, this is by Lisa Haynes. That help if you have the person who made it. The J sweater was by Rachel Brockman, because, you know, we professionals. And this was knit on, or out of, Boss Lady in the September Door. So that's the creamy color. We're here. How about I just show you the yarn? Is that showing up okay? A little bit of yellows. And the other one is Hazel Knits, and it's in the Druid colorway. And so it pulls out the yellows and stuff. I
do love that yarn.
I think I turned my lights down a little too low. But it's better than last week, I think. And it's knit on size 3.5, which is a US 4. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want me to do another one?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I'm doing a test knit for Patty of Forest City Knit Girls. It's her first pattern. It's a shawl. That's what it looks like.
Oh, that's nice.
There you go. Yeah, it's really nice, except, you know, instructions.
You're having the same problem I do?
Well, yeah, I misread, and I'm in the middle of a row because that's what we do. I can still show most of it though. There's the end. So it's one of these types with the.
Oh yeah, it's got the central.
The central with some yarn overs and other things going on. But what happened was I got to here and I read repeat whatever 2 rows till so many stitches, but I read it wrong. I repeated the eyelets all the way up. And it wasn't. It was, obviously you can see, stockinette, so I had to rip it out. Next night, knit it back up. So that's where I am. It's my little bee progress keeper. Ooh, it's got a little bling. And this is knit on, I keep having to switch back to show notes.
I mean, that would actually be really pretty with all of the lace between, like, stockinette.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not the point of a test knit, though.
No, but it gives me an idea for a shawl I want to design with some worsted weight from Bente. I have 3 skeins of worsted weight, and I think that would look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
given
Yes.
that, like a lattice kind of thing. So I'm going to look at that. But this is knit on, where is it? It's supposed to be 4.5. So I'm there the other night going, I swear I picked 4.5. And I'm looking and I'm like, this is a 5. Strange, whatever. I got gauge, it's all good. Yesterday, I looked at the other needle, it's a 4.5. And I'm like, well, I can't change now. And I got gauge with 2 different needles. And I'm like, why? Like, I have no idea how I did this, but I got gauge, so.
That is the danger of working with interchangeables, I have found.
Yeah, because I gave my friend Shella tips once to help her out, and I gave her a 4.5 and a 5. So she has a 4.5 and a 5 Hiya Hiya that I'm like, every time I looked in my needle pouch, I'm like, why do I have a mismatched set? And then all of a sudden it dawned on me. I had given her.
I've got 3 of one particular one because I lost one.
Mhm.
So
that
I
makes it
ordered
difficult.
a single one.
This is in a bag I made. It's my first see-through bag. I didn't really like the pattern because I didn't find there's enough fabric on the sides. So I found another one and you guys have seen it. Oh, it's basically what see how there's so much more here?
Yeah, I like it with the smaller window because those are the same size pouch, aren't they?
Pretty much. I mean,
oh yeah,
so close. So, and there's no structure on the sides. It just feels flimsy. Anyway, it was a free pattern, so I ended up buying a pattern that I like much better. And I just love this fabric. I think I have enough to make an actual one of the other pouches. If not, it might be cannibalized. Pretty much. Yep, I can reuse the whole back and the front, so it's all good.
Yep.
Your turn?
Yep. Yuhi was what we figured it was.
Hoohoi.
Hoohoi.
Hoohoi. It's you pronounce it Hoohoi.
Hoohoi. Okay.
But it's spelled Jujuy.
Yes. Which is where my butchering of languages comes in.
And who's the designer?
Yohi?
Hohi.
Hohi Lacatelli.
Yeah.
I'm going to unfortunately keep butchering her name.
Yep, that's okay.
I said in the last episode, I have pronounced John wrong to somebody's face. So, but this is I'm holding it up. It is actually a crescent shawl when it's done, but right now I'm doing short row, so it's not.
Finished a row at least.
Yes, well, it's a short row, so.
Okay. No excuses.
It was
I was like, I need to knit up the shawls to the end so when we podcast tonight. Did that happen? No. I'll show you.
Well, I had it at the end and then I started knitting on it again. So this is what I picked up again after I interrupted it to knit the wrap cardigan.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, pretty much. I really do like the lattice pattern that she's got in there.
Can you show it closer?
I do.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So is it an easy pattern? Like what's your...
It is.
Adventurous beginner?
Adventurous beginner, yeah. My biggest thing with it is when I'm doing the rows of lattice work, you do one row in Knit Two Together and one row in SSK, so that it goes up weaving as opposed to just as the standard sideways ladders.
Okay.
So you can see how it creates like a...
Yeah, I see. Oh, okay. That's not a mistake.
No, that's not a mistake.
Okay. I would freak out and go, oh, crap.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to do that as opposed to
straight.
That's the wrong side. Something like that, which is how they normally go in rows.
Yeah, that always happens to me when I'm doing some kind of lattice. It's like do 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 jog do 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 do. I'm just like, oh
Yeah, no, this one's supposed to be like that. And I love how it's short rows on one side. So you have a much bigger piece of the lattice on one side of the pattern.
yeah.
Than you do on Untwisted, the other. It's literally just a couple of rows on this side. It is, I worked it out. This is Mad Tosh. So it is Madeline Tosh. It's Tosh Merino Light. I have no idea what the colorways are. But what else? It's done on 3.5 millimeter needles, so a US 4.
Mm-hmm.
And it's squishy and wonderful. And I'd forgotten why I don't like knitting with single plies. Now I remember. They're a pain in the butt and they split like nobody's business.
Yeah, and apparently they're a bitch to frog. If ever you've had to frog.
They're not, it depends on the yarn. This stuff isn't too bad, but you don't want to frog it too many times. Like this has already been frogged once.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't coming out again because it will felt to itself.
Yeah. And I'm knitting a whole shawl at a single ply.
Don't frog it.
I'm not. Actually. Oh, did I bring it? Oh, please tell me I brought it. I think it's in here. Let's just cross our fingers that that's what's in the bag. Yay! Winning! So my other whip is the Ambershore. And that is by Inese Sang. And I'm knitting that out of Gélène yarns. And it's her single ply. Oh, look at me. I finished the row. Because I wanted to get some work done on it. So I got a little bit from the marker. It's not too bad. It's the purl rows that take me forever.
Because you're purling in color work there, aren't you?
Yeah.
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 So the knitting part's fine. I can put yarn in each hand. Purling, I can't do that because my purls end up backwards. So I might do the knitting backwards and see how that works out.
Yeah.
I'm doing it with the green, well, the green shawl, the test knit. And so we'll see. But yeah, so this is it. Just try and pull it so you can see more. Those are the colors. This one is unnamed, but it's got the speckles of the blue and the gold. And the blue is called Midnight. It's literally that dark. Love it. And this is called Canyon something. And that's why we have show notes. Canyon Ridge. And the other one. You can see all those colors are in there, but oh my God, it's so soft. So soft. So I can't wait to finish this. I'm getting there. I'm using charts, which I wanted to, do I have it in here? Yeah. I wanted to show you. I mean, it falls into stash, but I wanted to show it while it's on the project. I bought these from Acme Fibers.
Oh, I love Acme Fibers.
So these are highlighter guides. They're static cling.
Ooh.
So they come in a pack of 3. There's yellow, red, and green. And you literally put it on your pattern. Better than tape.
Oh yeah, I might have to invest in a few packages of those.
I bought 3 packs because I'm just like, maybe I'll stick one in with your yarn. But yeah, I was like, oh, this, the only thing I did do is I marked where I was because I figured if this gets folded and put in a bag, it might move.
That is the only thing I've noticed with things like the magnets.
Yeah, they can move. So I marked the row where I was, and that way at least it comes off and it'll just like, it just sticks there. It's freaking magic. And they have different kinds. Apparently there's original or magnetic or static. So there was like $5 or $8, something.
Yeah.
It wasn't expensive.
And I love Acme Fibers because they're Canadian for starters.
They're Canadian, and They're quick.
They're quick and they have super, super cheap shipping.
Well, yeah, because you basically can pick whatever expedited, which isn't really that expensive, or $2 and something for letter mail.
Yep. They literally, it comes in an envelope with a sticky stamp on it.
Yep. Yep. It was awesome. So yeah, I bought 3 packs of those. And as you can see, my tape is here now. So yeah, it's going along well. It's so squeezy.
So the other faux that I forgot is this one.
Beautiful.
It is Herbert Niebling. So he was a German knitter, because they're all knitted. And he's done some spectacular things with very, very thin needles.
He's a lace prodigy. I looked him up.
Oh yeah. Like I've looked at some of his stuff and you just kind of look at it and go.
So does he blow Franklin Habit out of the water?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
This is done on 2mm, so US zeros with size 10 crochet cotton. That is a complete and absolute bitch to do. Absolute. Because by the end, because the cotton doesn't compress. So by the end, I've got so many stitches on the needle. I had two. Because
it doesn't compress and it doesn't give.
Yeah. So I was literally working with 2 36 or 34-inch circulars. I had one for each half in order to be able to knit the whole thing because I couldn't fit the whole thing on one circular.
Wow.
The fact that I have multiple 2mm circulars is a whole nother issue. But the original pattern called for like 000s. I don't even know. I think it's 1.5mm or something.
Yeah.
I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. But yeah, I love his stuff.
And why did you knit this?
Because I always wanted to. Yeah, I've always wanted to make one, and I had started trying to make this one years ago and couldn't figure out these little flower bunches here. I couldn't figure out how to make them.
Oh,
because
look easy.
Yeah, that's like a knit 6 together.
Like a bobble almost, but worse?
Worse. So much worse.
Because it's cotton.
Oh, yeah. Well, even if it wasn't cotton, it would still be horrible because it's like slip 6, knit 1, slip 6 over. Like it just, you look at it and go, wait, what? That's physically possible? And then someone's like, yeah, just use a crochet hook. And it's like, oh, yeah, that works. Also, what I did with all of these is those, instead of being a stitch that's like bunch thrown over, I just did wraps and faked it.
Okay. I mean, from the naked eye, no.
Well, exactly. Like short of someone who actually really knows his work and knows it well, you can't tell that's not what was supposed to be done. So.
And how was it to block? How did you block? Steam block it?
I steam blocked it and I wet blocked it. So I did both.
Okay.
So what I did was I steam blocked it just to kind of get it out a bit. Then I wet blocked it and then I steam blocked it again.
It's not like knitting with knitting cotton, right? It's totally not the same.
No, it's worse.
Okay. Because, yeah.
Kitchen cotton has a bit of give to it.
But I mean, like garment cotton, totally not the same.
No, it's probably closer to like the thin linen stuff.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
It's stiff and there's no give to it, but I love it.
It's gorgeous. How long did it take you to make that?
I
mean, because, you weren't just doing that.
I want to say 2 months, 3 months, something like that.
It's not bad.
Because I started it this year in January.
Right.
And I finished it probably end of March. No, I started in April and I would have finished it in May.
I was going to say you finished it like in May or something.
Yeah. So I started in April because I was working on the shawl to wear to Carl's wedding up until the end of March.
Right. And speaking of shawls, what are you wearing?
Oh, yeah.
Because I saw beads.
Yes, they're beads.
So what is that? Oh, that's beautiful.
This
I'm
is,
not a bead person, but I like seeing them in projects.
oh yeah, they're shiny.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Susan Pandorf. It was the one everyone knit one. Like
yeah. That
7
was
years ago now.
Shipwreck, right?
No, the Shipwreck.
No, that's not by her, is it?
No, Shipwreck isn't by her.
No. It'll come to you.
It'll come to me. I had the name too, because I picked it up and I'm like, I should wear this, and I thought the name, and now of course it's gone.
Now I'm asking you, and no. So my last whip, and I think I'm crazy. I'm trying 9-inch circs. So when I put them on the needles, this is where I was where the marker is, and I've done, full stripe. Oh my Lord, are these things fiddly? Evenstar, yes. These things are so fiddly. So I watched a review on how to knit with them because, you want to like grip the needles like there's no tomorrow, but you literally have to leave your hands fluid. And I'm having a hard time with that because this is how I knit.
Yeah, see, I tried knitting with them, but I have never knitting, so.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try a little bit. And I was talking to Leanne, and she's like, yeah, it took me a whole set of socks to get used to them. I'm like, oh, God. So I watched a review by Very Pink Knits, and she reviewed all of them. And apparently the Chiaogoo twist interchangeable. So there's a set you can get where it's got a 2-inch and a 3-inch. But apparently the 2-inch, like the tip part, this is like 1 3/4, but apparently that little extra bit makes the the biggest difference. So Leanne was like, why don't you buy the set? So even if you want to do it with the 3-inch, you can. So Acme Fibers to the rescue. That's been done. I think I might like it once I can figure out how to hold it. But yeah, so that's what that is. And pointy Hiya Hiyas are killing me. And this yarn is Turtle Pearl Yarns, who's Canadian, and this is Save a Horse, which is nice. And it's in a little bag that I got from how do you say her name? Handmade by who? WHO? Because there's an owl.
I think that's how you do it. I've never actually heard it.
She was looking for a sweater quantity of yarn, and I happened to have, because I made a mistake, I bought 3 skeins of I think it's concrete from Gingersnapthat fingering for a shawl that was DK. I was so excited at Knit City that I grabbed the wrong yarn. And so I ended up ordering the DK from her, and then she was looking for yarn, and she's like, I'll trade a bag or whatever on Instagram. I'm like, do you want this? So she made me a really nice purse, and then she threw this little bag in.
Nice.
Yeah. So cute. I said, well, actually I messaged her and said, how much is that bag? Because it wasn't listed or something. And it just, it arrived. So I love it. It's cute. And of course it's green. And I have one last whip, and it's not knitting, it's crochet. And I am making, I tried to finish this for my husband's birthday yesterday, but it didn't happen because God forbid. Sorry. What is it?
Cross stitch?
Cross stitch. It's Friday at 7 p.m. Leave me alone. cross stitch. And, you know, every time I work on it,
He walks in.
well, yeah. And it's just like, I'm constantly having to hide this thing. It's just like, ah. So this is it. Beer, helping men to dance since 1862. So I got that. Oh, you remember the cross stitch store we went to when we were in Chicago?
Vaguely.
I bought a pattern of a black cat, and then I bought the sunflower pattern for Lynn's wedding.
No, I don't think I was with you that trip.
There. Okay, well, I got it there. And so this is where I'm at. Look at the pretzels. And it looks like a beer.
It does.
I just have to do a little bit of outlining, but isn't it awesome?
That is.
And then there's my needle keeper. Love it. So I'm just doing the wording now. It shouldn't take long. And then there's an actual like stitch marker, a pretzel stitch marker that you sew onto it. That's cute. And the other one I have to make for him, and it's a joke between the two of us because I was telling Liz earlier, I sent him a gift once and it said boobies. He's an entomologist who studied honeybees, so this will make you understand. And it was bees, but they had ghost costumes on. So then I found this at that store.
Insert mem here.
Huh?
Said insert mem here.
Yeah. So booby, I thought it was the cutest thing. So those are whips.
Actually, I do have one more because as I'm moving stuff from one side of the table to the other, I realized that I did still have one.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, you know, the vanilla sock.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
You have vanilla sock on the show notes.
Yes.
Okay.
What I'm just going back to is the show notes because it's just my standard toe up vanilla sock pattern.
I was going to say, without looking at the show notes, is that a watermelon?
Yep. That is a watermelon, and it is, it's Artfill Yarns, and Watermelon Smoothie is the name. And it came in two, as you can see, because there's still one.
Like Turtle Pearl does.
Yeah. Matched. So
I love that.
One thing I didn't realize until I pulled this out. This is another Canadian company. They're out of Quebec somewhere. They actually have a watermelon smoothie. Like, I believe it has. Oh no, this one isn't the one with booze in it. But yeah, there's a watermelon smoothie recipe inside. So yeah, that is what will be, as soon as I wind the yarn, that'll be set up because I'm out of socks at the moment. Horror of horrors.
Mm-hmm. Not good. But I don't like watermelons, but I love the colorway. And I'm not a pink person, as you know.
Yeah. So. I mean, it's not like I don't have enough socks.
What?
Problem?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. No, it says no knitter ever.
It's true. It's true.
Sock knitting machine. I'm going to be in trouble very soon.
That's why I've held off looking. Like, I haven't even looked for a sock knitting machine because it will cause me trouble, and I know it. It's kind of like a loom. I desperately, desperately want one, but I won't even take a class. I won't try one, nothing, because that's what got me into spinning.
Well, what I wanted was a sock machine. I couldn't find one. So I said, if I can't get a sock machine, I want another antique sewing machine. So I found one. And then the sock machine became available because a friend of mine was like, oh, hey, I actually have one. And hey, I paid $50 at a yard sale. Will you pay me that for it?
Sure.
Insane.
Yeah, that's Traddle Power Singer is on my list of things that I want.
Yeah, I was just like, but this one is, the sewing machine I got is converted to electric. It's beautiful. So anyway, I ended up with both for less than $200.
Nice.
Yeah, so, all right. So I think what's next is in the stash drawer, acquisitions. You have an acquisition.
I do. Well, it's old stash, but I've pulled them out. They've marinated long enough.
Marinated?
Marinated. Marinated long enough. And I need a
Episode
suggestion.
title.
These two they're both, they're Ancient Arts Yarns.
Mm-hmm.
Another Canadian company.
Yep.
We're doing the CanCon today.
Yep.
And this is part of their dog collections.
Oh, the name. Okay, I get it now.
They're Pug. That is the name of the yarn. Now, as you can tell, they're different because they are actually different dye lots. And I got them from different people the same year for gifts. So one of these is from my friend Jackie, who's JB Cohen, and the other one is from Nakazuki. Yes, from Katie.
Because they don't know you. Because they don't know you.
Don't know me at all. That one has that.
But I mean, being that it's going to be, like, it's not a solid color, the different dye lots is not going to matter? Or are
they're also, what I realized is they're different plies and different wool, which is probably part of the reason. This one is MCN, so it's
nice.
I shouldn't rub that on my face when I've got makeup on. And this one is Blueface Leicester.
You're gonna knit them together?
I don't think I'm going to.
Okay,
I think I'm going to knit them separate.
Interesting, because you might lose the MCN with the Blueface.
Yeah.
Got that little bit more scratchiness.
Yeah, so I want suggestions of what to knit with these.
Blueface Luster socks.
There's no nylon in it though.
Oh, it's 100% BFL. Yeah, that won't work.
Yeah.
Maybe a one skein shawl.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. I have yarn that I can stripe with both of these.
What about the Reina?
I will have to look that one up.
Yeah, it's a free pattern and it's got some lattice and it's gorgeous. It's been knit in such a variety of yarns that it's on my bucket list.
We'll have to look that up. But yeah, if you have an idea, post in our group, drop a comment, drop a comment while you're hitting subscribe.
Those
things.
That like button, as the kids say today. So I got some stash. First thing I want to show, and I've been waiting forever to buy these, and I finally just said, buy them. The circular stitch holders from Clover.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen those?
I have.
Yeah. I was like, I need to buy these because I am tired of trying to find needles to put, like, when you want to try something on. So there's two sizes. This one is the 9 to 16 inch. So it's a little itty bitty needle. And then the end has a stopper. And there's also a hole to stick the needle when you're storing it.
Nice.
And then this one is the longer one, which is 24 to 36 inch.
I knit a lot of things with, these are the ends for my Diacraft. So I've got stoppers for them. So I just use those.
That's cool. And then you saw these that I got, and then the 9-inch circular. The other thing I got was an order from Australia, from the Yarn Bowl, where my friend Belinda works. And hi, Belinda. She was my personal shopper. Usually I'm the personal shopper for Bente, but I was like, I need some Australian or New Zealand and speak words, New Zealand yarn. So I chose, with her help, and this is a single ply, which I didn't realize, it's Prosper Yarns.
That is pretty.
Yeah, and this is called, it's 100% New Zealand Merino single fingering 4-ply, Grace's Garden. But then on the back it says Butte. So
yeah, that makes sense with the colorway.
Yeah. So I thought, oh, it's so squishy. I was going to knit them together, but I don't think I will. I think this will go with something else. And then the other one I got was, that one was New Zealand. Yeah, this one is from Australia. It is the Dying for You. And this is called, is there a name on here?
That actually looks amazingly like the pug yarn.
Yeah, similar, right?
Yeah.
It's got, well, it's a very light pink hue, but I thought these would go good together. I'm not sure.
No, because
I'm thinking,
yeah, the other one has too much dark and light. That was my problem with these.
yeah. So this is going to have to maybe be
A single skein shawl, probably.
Yeah, because it's actually 75-25, so even socks. 390 meters. But I thought there was a colorway on here. There's not. No color for you.
It is now pug yarn from Australia.
Yep, but no, this is so squishy. I'll be right here.
Inhaling the yarn fumes.
Pretty much, yeah. So
Yep.
yeah, the yarn bowl. It's the cutest little store. The cutest.
Yeah, because she did like a virtual tour or whatever with you, didn't she?
Well, she was taking pictures, and then
okay.
I was going, okay, what about that one? And what about that one? And what about that? Because she was showing me all the, like, the wall of yarn, and then she kind of, you know, she did her thing. My husband keeps messaging me. Really? I'm busy. So I had my Spoonflower fabric, which is a knit print, but I'm looking at it, and it's nowhere near here. So I'll post a picture of it. Yeah. I'm literally going to put the picture right there.
Yep.
Because I can. The next thing is we're going to announce our Knitalong.
Yes.
We are doing a Canadian designer and yarn dyer. Wow, words, I have them. Let me drink my water.
It's Friday night.
It's so not water. So I've been wanting to knit the Cozy Sunday from Twin Stitch Designs, who I have test knit for, and I actually have the yarn for that said sweater from Gingersnap in her DK Luxe. And I thought, well, let's just pair them together. So I talked to both ladies. So Leanne is from Twin Stitches Designs, and she's on the east coast of Canada. And Kim is from Gingersnapthat, and she's in Alberta. So both ends of the country covered. And we've decided on a start date of August 1st, and it will end November 30th. New projects only. We're not doing whips for this one. We'll do another one in the future where you can enter whips, but we wanted new projects for this one. So any finished pattern by Twin Stitch Designs gets you one entry post in the finished objects thread, a bonus entry if you use Gingersnap yarns. So two entries if you use both of those. We will have a chatter thread for that. The FO thread will be locked for FOs only, so no chatter. And we have coupon codes from these lovely ladies. Kim has given us a coupon code for 15% off. It's valid now until November 1st. And it's Stitches15, which will be in the show notes. And Twin Stitches Designs, Julianne has given us a coupon for 20% off any of her patterns. She has some amazing sweaters, hats, socks, and she's only been designing, I think, for 2 years. It's crazy. They're just, and knitting her patterns is like, testing her pattern was amazing. So, I mean, you really, if you haven't heard of either one of these ladies, you need to go check them out. Links will be in the show notes.
You really do. The links will also be down below.
Yeah.
So again, subscribe, bell button, things, because YouTube and stuff.
Like.
Is there a like button? Oh yeah, there is on YouTube.
Yeah, and so the code for that is TwinstitchesKAL, K-A-L. So that's it, I think. You got anything else?
Nope, that's it. I probably won't start the cowl on the 1st just because I don't think I'm going to have my yarn by then.
I have my yarn, but I need to finish my test knit first. Which for some reason I thought I can't do a shawl in 3 weeks, but it's DK.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that is it.
That's it.
It is. So
come join us over on our Rav group.
Yep.
Subscribe, like, comment.
All the things.
All the things. I do answer comments, so, you know, Sue answers them on Ravelry. I answer them on YouTube.
Yeah, and I think I've answered a couple on YouTube, but they'll get answered.
Yep.
Yeah, and we do have a new thread in Ravelry, and it's a, what do you want to see? Ask us anything. So post in there if there's something you want us to talk about or show you or, you know, whatever.
Knit.
Apparently lace and my sock knitting machine, which let me practice and then we'll talk about it. Because that's that. I'm staring at her. I still don't have a name.
I was going to say Mabel, but Mabel's my dressmaker summary standing.
I was going to say no. No, Mabel's taken.
Yeah, Mabel's taken.
She might get insulted. So yeah, that's it. And so thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. We're not saying we're doing it once a week, but it just happened to be. Might give me my knitting mojo back.
Yeah, that was pretty much me. I'm like, knit like the wind.
Yeah. So happy knitting, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Happy crafting. Bye.